Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Franklin and Douglas, where we talk about current events and give you bad advice. I'm Franklin, and with me, as always, is my buddy Douglas. Double D, how's it going?
You know what? It's going great.
Got
2025, buddy. It's our year. Yes.
Slow down.
It's only been 3 days.
It's only been 3 days. It's not been a good 3 days either. So, oh my gosh.
How you been, buddy? How's it going?
I'm doing well. Back to work after the holiday break.
Mm,
It's so dumb to come back on a Thursday. I didn't even
hmm
think about to take the rest of the week off because technically 2025 doesn't really begin until what, January 5th
Right, that Monday.
on that Monday. So so just trying to get back into the things, emails and get caught up on stuff,
Mm,
people circling back. No, we're not going to circle back just yet. All right.
yep.
So, other than that, yeah, like I say, just getting into the swing of things. Another rainy day, but here we are, 2025. How was your how was your new year?
Well, I mean, I'm sick of you complaining about rain and all that because we're like buried in snow at this point.
Get my skis out.
I had to go pull old Betty's next door. I had to push her car up the hill to get out of the parking lot. We're so snowed
You are
in.
such a wonderful neighbor. That is so nice to see you getting out helping the elderly.
Elderly when I'm one of them as well.
Exactly. You sign up for AAA part what is it, AARP this week?
Right?
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, otherwise, like New Year's Eve, like I don't know, holidays aren't big for me. So I was in bed by 11. I woke up, I saw everyone's, Happy New Year's text. I'm like,
You did. I think we both went to sleep and set the alarm to get back up, and I was like,
yes,
Happy New Year," and going back to sleep.
right.
Then that morning we were talking, I was like, "You remember how we would be out in these streets
Oh,
and just be like
yes.
trash and it was crazy. And now we're like, mm-mm, not gonna do it."
I remember before pulling up to the bars, we'd have like in the back of the trunk, like champagne, orange juice, bottles of vitamins, probiotics. Like we were popping everything. Like, hey, we're gonna be smart. We're gonna be vitamin up. And it's like, no, none of that helped.
Exactly. That was so crazy. I was like, these young kids have no idea how to party.
Mm, no.
Yeah. That's great. That's good. Well, I am glad that we both safely made it into 2025.
Yes.
Another year, hopefully a positive and a good year for us both. And I always love coming into this new year with you. What is this? What going on? 18 years?
Oh yeah, close to it. I had to think
Wow,
about
that's
that for a second. Yeah.
I know, huh? That's crazy. That's good stuff. I feel so safe with you.
Oh God. That was my first mistake. I should just been a bitch the whole way through.
Okay. Oh, that's good stuff. Well, let's go ahead and jump on into it.
Okay.
We ended 2024, and as always, the end of the year seems to take a famous person
Yeah.
each and every time. And this year, well, last year, if you think about it, so it's so stupid. It's like a day or so ago. 2024. Well, she decided that she was going to take out the 39th president of the United States, Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy! Jimmy!
Jimmy Carter.
No.
James James Earl Carter. I didn't know he was black.
Yeah.
Did you know he was black?
I
James
you know what? You
Earl
would not
Carter
know by
Jr.
looking at the pictures.
The peanut king himself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and if so Jimmy was 100 years old. He had
Mhm.
just turned 100 in October, and he proudly cast his vote for Kamala Harris uh,
Okay.
to to be president. But obviously, we know how that turned out.
Yeah.
But Jimmy did one better and was like, you know what? I'm not going to go through another 4 years of Donnie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and punch my ticket and head out. And what I found really great, not just about symbolic and everything like that, is that when a president passes, we fly the flags at half staff for 30 days.
Okay.
And so Jimmy was like, let me count this up real
Oh
quick.
no.
Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and go out right now. So during Donnie's inauguration, the flags are going to be half staff in honor of Jimmy Carter. And Donnie is going to be hot about that. He's like, why can't we just, you know, raise them just for today? No, you can't because it's a U.S. code. Did you
No,
know? It's
well,
like a code.
I
I
like,
don't know
and
the
I could
code.
see that
It is a
because
code
he's
that
all
I looked it
about.
up and I was like, craziness.
But I can see
Jimmy was,
like him because he's all about optics. Like I have the
mm-hmm.
biggest crowds, the biggest
Oh my God.
inauguration. Like I'm sure he's seething over the flags made at half mast.
Right. So yeah, so the flags will be a half mast.
Hmm.
Still like, can't they put it on the 21st? I do not want him going in inauguration on Martin Luther King Day. Isn't that just so disgusting?
I
But
mean,
whatever.
it is what it is.
It is what it is indeed.
He's
But
your president, as they will say.
he is my president, and I
Yep.
will proudly stand behind him.
Stand
Uh,
by your man.
and but yeah,
Mm.
so that's going to happen, and then we'll see how that works out. But then, we roll into 2025,
Mhm.
and 2025 was like, you know what? Hold my beer. I got y'all.
Yeah.
And just started off very, very somber, very very sad. We had New Year's Day in New Orleans, on Bourbon Street, no doubt,
Mhm.
one of the busiest streets in New Orleans. A huge tragedy. About 15 um, innocent people were killed,
Yep.
and over 35 or so were injured when a man drove his car, his truck,
Mhm.
his Ford F-150, built strong in
No,
America,
not the Ford.
built strong in America, um, carried out what they are saying is an Islamic State inspired attack.
Yeah.
Okay, and into a crowded street, killing these people, injuring these people, and some of these people are still in danger.
Mhm.
And it's seen on video, and obviously the new age of technology and where we are, you see everything,
Yeah.
and it is so just, uh, it's horrific to see this and see how it turns drastically. And there's a couple of videos where down probably a block or so down, there's a group of police officers, and they're standing and they're talking, and I guess it comes over the radio, and they take off running, right?
Mhm.
And what I found interesting is, like, in the corner there was a group of black people, and they looked up and saw them running, and they started running because when black people see people running, we run right behind it. We don't know what's going on, but we gonna run just as well. All right.
Right.
where where you were like, what's going on?
Oh, yeah.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
we running.
"What?"
What? But no, all jokes aside, it's crazy to see that, and to know that this is what happened to these people. and
Mhm.
and prayers up. 2025 was, that's how you start the new year, with something like that. And then we move, you know across, and I believe it was the same day, later in the day,
Mhm.
we go to Las Vegas, and a guy parks his Tesla Cybertruck in front of, wait for it, in front of the Trump Hotel.
Right.
Okay, what is that? Parks his Tesla in front of the Trump Hotel, and it explodes. All right. There was a bunch of fireworks and whatnot in the Cybertruck,
Right.
killing an innocent bystander. But the thing about with him, he actually didn't die in the explosion. He killed himself. He
Oh, really?
yeah, they found out that apparently he shot himself. But either way, that was crazy to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, thankfully, the wonderfully built Cybertruck contained a lot of the explosion. Followed up with Elon on this, and he was like,
This sounds like you got the press release from
yeah,
the Musk
followed up
Enterprise.
with Elon on this, and he was like, the way that truck is built, that saved lives. It could have taken out that whole entire hotel, but because of how it's built,
I
gulped
just
it all in,
I just
all the way down.
I don't know. Like, how do you take that moment and be like, "Hey, my truck saved lives"? Like, how? Like, what kind of announcement? Or I don't know.
That's my man Elon, just
uh,
letting you know. And so again, one person was killed, and of course, the I guess you call terrorist as well.
yeah.
So
Have they that? Because I know they called the one in New Orleans a terrorist act. Have they
this is going to
announced
be a
this one
terrorist
yet?
act. Yeah, this is going to be obviously a terrorist act
Mm-hmm.
as well, because it gets even better. All right, it gets even better. So obviously, Emily Prentice and the whole BAU gang are working on this to figure out, okay, what's going on, what happened, and they're gathering all the facts. Turns out that the New Orleans guy and the Las Vegas guy were in the same army together, the same army base together.
Really?
Whether they served together or knew each other, but either way, they were in the same army base together,
Hmm.
and they rented the Tesla, and they rented the Ford F-150, American built, strong, from the same company. Was
Yeah.
it Toro or something like that? So,
Turo. Yeah.
yeah,
Turo.
yeah, so they rented it from the same company, same army, so all the conspiracy theories are, exploding
Yes.
and, going, "Okay, what's up with this? Is there going to be something else?" And so now everyone is on high alert,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, Zaddy Newsom told us, "Hey, you guys, be vigilant. Make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to do and watching your surroundings, and don't gather in a lot of spaces with a lot of people right now. Just kind of."
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out, okay, is something else going to happen? Because these things happen in waves, and the first responder wave, and then you go to the next wave. Is something more going to happen?
Right.
And so yeah, we've got these things that are going on, and it kind of put a sour note on starting the whole new year.
Right.
And this is where we are. And of course, Donnie is blaming it on Joe,
And
that this is all
immigrants when
exactly, and
when it
immigrants,
wasn't even
when these
involved with
people
immigrants.
exactly, these are homegrown. The New Orleans guy was born and raised in Texas.
Right.
Texas.
Texas tea.
Texas. And so I don't know where the Las Vegas. It's like I'm not going to give them the satisfaction of mentioning their names, which we need to mention the victims, and making sure that we acknowledge them. A lot of young people
Hmm.
killed in New Orleans, and I believe in Las Vegas it was the man that was standing in the doorway, and I believe he was a worker that was standing in the doorway when it happened. Again, video shows it. He's standing right there. It's horrific, but it is just so, yeah, it's just so wild about what's going on. Now, the only immigrant something that happened that was in New York, where the man set the lady on fire. You saw that, right?
No, actually,
Oh
that
my
I've not
god.
heard of that.
Yeah, this happened like the end of 2024,
Oh,
like
okay.
last week before last, I think around Christmas or whatever.
Right.
He was apparently this homeless woman. She was on the subway,
Hmm.
and he set her on fire. Yeah, killed her.
I mean, insane.
Um, but again, you know what kills me about how we are today? is no one no one helped. They
Hmm.
all had their phones out and all everyone was just recording it while this person was on fire
Hmm.
and nobody like tried to help her. And this crazy guy is just sitting there watching it. He's just sitting there watching her burn. Now he was an immigrant, total in here
I mean,
illegally,
it doesn't even
the whole
matter
nine.
too. It could be
Yeah, it
someone
doesn't even
that's,
matter.
you know,
Yeah, Joe Blow from across the street.
right,
But no, that was the only one. But no, the guys that I mean, they served in our military,
right,
and so what is it called? Were they cells?
right.
Is there going to be more attacks? Something else going to happen?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like for those of us that were alive and around for 9/11, like that was kind of like group efforts almost, like multiple people on the planes and that. Whereas
Right.
this is just like lone people. And like right now, like with the one in New Orleans, like the FBI is saying that they don't see him with ties with anyone else or conspiring with anyone else. Like he was obviously radicalized because they've been finding like videos and SoundCloud files of him talking about like how music is satanic and that kind of thing. So it's somewhere along the point, like he's been radicalized. So, I think that's just kind of the difference. Like, yeah, we're considering these terrorist attacks, but it's like a different form of terrorist attack. And it's, people are just saying like religion can find the, and I, not saying that, all religions or, Christianity is like radicalizing people. I mean, yeah, it depends who you ask, but like it's,
Okay.
they're finding the right people to kind of pull in. Like, I guess this guy in New Orleans, divorced twice, it kind of sound like, they find him at the right time. You have these veterans that come out of the military and don't know how to assimilate back into civilian life, and that becomes hard for them. And resources taken away from the VA, like
Mm-hmm.
it again, it had nothing to do with people coming over here. It's people on our own soil that are maybe feeling like
Right.
disheartened or removed from society and then go towards these like radicalized ideals, and you see what
Preach,
happens.
daddy, preach. Exactly. It is. It's unfortunate that they feel like they have to take others out with them. And it's
Right.
like, okay, if this is how you're feeling, bruh,
Yeah, take yourself out.
take yourself out.
Right.
Why you got to take out, innocent, people who have no idea,
Yeah.
you know, uh, uh, what your issue is. And young people, that's what's,
Yes.
it's crazy. These people are young kids, like 15 to 16 years old.
Hmm.
Um, and you're taking people from their families for whatever, you're going through.
Right.
It, it's really disheartening. It's very sad. But yeah, it's crazy how this is working out. And so uh a lot of conspiracy theories are coming out about it.
Hmm.
Uh we're also still, on the topic of Luigi. He now there's things going on saying that, well, could he possibly be the shooter?
Right.
Maybe
Right.
maybe it's somebody, because they're hanging on the whole eyebrow thing. Is
Yes.
that Luigi's eyebrows are nicely done, and the guy, the shooter, had a unibrow.
Or I think it was the other way around. I think Luigi had the unibrow and the shooter in the videos had like nice manicured. And then in the video, the shooter had thinner eyebrows and Luigi has thicker eyebrows.
Mhm.
And I
And
think
so
someone's been
they're
giving him threading while he's in prison. That's why his eyebrows look so good
yes.
now. But when they caught
Okay.
him, they were a little,
They were a little
little
okay.
wild.
And then they're just saying that the gunman was very precise and I'm
Hmm.
just like, "Okay, so now I'm falling down this rabbit hole of, well, could he?" I'm like, "I told you Luigi didn't do it. Maybe he's being set up. Maybe they're sending him in there to get Diddy." You think about
Right.
that, okay? Because can't nobody get Diddy. They gotta shut Diddy up, you know? I don't know how he's
Isn't
holding
Suge
up.
Knight already in there with him too?
No, Suge is out here in California.
Oh, okay.
I think Diddy is
I thought that he was
in
in LA.
oh, he's in New York.
Oh,
No,
okay.
yeah, no. I don't know where Suge. I think Suge Knight is out here in California somewhere.
Oh,
But maybe go find out
right.
what he's got, what he knows. But yeah, maybe Luigi is being is the setup guy. Maybe he's something's going on there. Something just doesn't feel right.
2024 to 2025 is kind of a mess.
This is gonna be good, right?
I
But
mean,
yeah,
it's sad. I mean, I'm interested to see where they come out with all this stuff with these two recent incidents. Like
right,
if they
right.
can find more, or see if like they were both radicalized by like the same source. Was there something that they discussed in the army together? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's I mean, it's very sad, but
It
it's
is.
going to be very interesting to see what we learn from this.
Right. And then finally, I don't know if you've been following because I love to follow celebrities and their drama.
No,
Have you been following? I know you haven't, but you need to because it's getting good. Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Okay, do you know either one of those guys? Probably not.
no. Oh,
Okay,
is Blake Lively a guy? That was a woman.
no, he's a woman. Yeah, I just said, do you know either one of them?
Oh,
Okay,
no, I
so
don't know.
okay, you'll know this way because she's Taylor Swift's best friend.
Oh, she's with Ryan Reynolds, isn't she?
Yes,
That I
there you
mean,
go. There
that
you go.
is the extent that I know.
Okay. Well, remember she had this big movie out. What is it called? It ends with us or something like that. I couldn't remember. I never saw it. Didn't see it because I don't really like her. But so
Okay.
yeah, so it was some drama behind that
Mhm.
between her and Justin, and they never did any press together. It was really awkward, and there was like some drama going on, and
Mhm.
then she comes out, supposedly suing him
Oh,
for sexual harassment and all this other type of stuff, right? And saying that he came into her trailer while she was breastfeeding
yeah.
and showing her porn and
Oh,
just yeah, doing some really, creepy guy stuff, right?
yeah.
And so it starts going on and we're all like, "Oh man, did he do that? Oh, disgusting, disgusting." But I'm like, something don't sound right cuz she's a mean girl. And so turns out he turns around and sues, I think it's the New York Post or something like that, New York Times. He sues them because of all this for $250 million. And he brought out the receipts. All the stuff that she sent out was taken out of context. He brought out the whole entire thing, the whole entire text messages, and how she was the one who told him to come to the trailer. Don't worry about it. I'm just breastfeeding, got my titty out.
Oh,
Come on into the trailer so we can go over lines.
oh,
Yes, exactly.
what?
And so it's a whole mess. And I'm just like, ooh, I can't wait for the trial for this one. Just like another Johnny and Amber
I
trial.
was just thinking that too.
I don't think
Someone's gonna
anything's
be
gonna ever top that one. But
someone's gonna
yeah,
be pooping on the bed by the end of this.
that's disgusting. I don't believe she did that shit. That's like how do you just position yourself to take a shit on the bed?
I
I mean, you gotta go, you gotta go. But yeah,
Blech.
so that's what's been going on, and so I'm like falling down. It's too many rabbit holes right now for me, and I have to like I've got to dial myself back. So,
I'm just worried about me and my hole.
golly, but bump. Yeah, so it's just too many things going on right
Yeah,
now, but those are some of the top things that are kind of like headlining news right now. But you know, prayers up to everyone that has lost someone in these horrible attacks.
absolutely.
And we as a country need to come together and support each other because these next 4 years are going to be rough. You know,
It doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on. Like,
yeah, doesn't matter what it is. At the end of the day, we are all Americans, and we need to make sure that we're working to stay safe with each other. So, um, but other than that, what do you got for some advice? I need to see what people are thinking out there.
I know. Let's do a little palate cleanser, shall we?
Blah, blah, blah.
Let's try to move 2025 in a better direction by giving out some advice. So,
Okay. Hit
as
me with it.
always, we want to remind our audience that we are not trained professionals and our advice should never be taken seriously. But what
Never.
qualifications do we have, Miss Franklin?
Well, if we survive the Castros 2 for 1 night,
Hmm.
which, which we have,
Hmm.
without being kidnapped by that man in that white van,
Hmm.
we can guide you through life's choices and challenges.
But did that
If
happen on New Year's Eve?
it just happened on a random Tuesday.
Typical, typical.
Typical.
So today we're going to be pulling our questions from Reddit's advice and Am I the Asshole category.
You are.
Thanks. If you would like us to answer your request for advice, please DM us on our socials or comment. Maybe your question will appear in our next episode.
Slide in my DMs.
So, started off 2025 right in the DMs.
Mm,
So
hit me.
first one comes from It's Anon, and they title their question, Should I send my friends refunds after I got their order for free? They go on to say, some context here. I had a horrible year, which resulted in some major financial difficulties. I mean, same girl, same. Basically, I'm broke. Several weeks ago, I made a group order for a product for myself and 4 other friends. There was an issue with the mail, so the vendor just gave me a full refund and a free replacement order. My friends are amazing. They've made it clear that they're always willing to help, though I haven't asked them. They all have relatively well paying jobs. It's not much. The total order was $250, but I could use every dollar at that point. Should I return the cash? They're getting their packages as planned, so they would be none the wiser. There's also the fact that they're willing to help financially, but I don't plan on asking unless I'm really, really desperate. On the other hand, this feels dishonest, but boy, do I need it. So, what is the advice?
You need to let them know. That's not good to do.
Right?
Um, I, okay, that's great. You got something free, and then just let them know. Say, hey guys, you know what? I'm sending you your money back, even though we did get the packages or whatnot. But the company refunded, so I'm gonna go ahead and send you those back, and then let them. Hey, don't worry about it. Go ahead and keep it. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
you're just kind of being kind of dishonest with them, and somebody's gonna find out. They always find out. But no, I think that you know, I could say, "Psh, get that crap, girl. You need that money." But no, it's your friends and they would help you regardless, but give them that option. And I think that you should at least let them know and send it back. And if they're like, "Hey, why did you send the money back?" Well, this is what you know what? Hey, since we got it for free, this is my gift to you as well. Let them do the option there. Don't just take advantage of, you know, take advantage of that because you need it. I but I know you'd be like, Psh, girl, please, thank you.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the funds could be payment for their time, their effort. They were phone calls, email, club, plane, bus, another club,
Another club, another
email.
thing.
I mean,
Oh
that stuff
my
costs
God.
time is money. So I would just say,
Mm-mm. Don't be playing with my time.
yeah, like, you pay me for my time. I got you the hookup for free product. And you paid me for the same price as the free product, but you paid me to get you some free product. I mean, what did they do the whole time? Your friends are rich. They're sitting at home drinking champagne, eating their caviar or whatever rich people eat, eating at,
Or you
what's that?
eat leftover McDonald's.
Yeah, exactly. Eating,
Man,
what's that fancy grocery store in LA? It's like Irwan or something like that. Yeah, Irwan.
never heard of it
Oh, look
because
it up. Oh, I know something
I'm
you
not
don't
fancy.
know.
I clearly you more
Look it
fancy
up.
than me.
Supposedly it puts like Whole Foods to shame.
What? Not
Yeah.
whole paycheck. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Off topic.
In all seriousness aside, though, yeah, it's karma. I'd be afraid to keep the money personally. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you need to keep it because you broke, keep it. But for me, like, I'd be afraid karma would come get me at that point. Like, everyone would
Okay.
get their products, and inside would be a little card that says, "Hope you enjoyed your refund. Here's your free product." And all of a sudden, you
And they're
got
like,
best friend Susie.
"Womp womp." Okay. So it says that, yeah, yeah. Or something happens and they need to return it
Oh
because
yeah.
and now she's gonna have to pay that again, and she didn't already spent the money on something,
They try to
so
return it, the merchant's like, "You ungrateful! I gave this to you for free." And the
for
friend's like, "What?
free.
What?
What? Exactly.
What?"
So yeah, no, that's why I say it's like something will always happen. So you might want to say something beforehand.
All right, so move on to the next one. So the next one is from user Chopfish, and they
Mm,
are asking if they're the asshole in this. It's titled "Sprayed Neighbor in the Face with the Water Hose."
yes,
So
already. Somebody put water on my head.
you may change your mind after you hear this. So they go
Okay,
on to
okay.
say, about a year ago, a couple moved into the home behind me. They have two dogs. One of the dogs constantly barks and snarls and tries to get over onto our side of the fence. I, a 34-year-old male, have two small children. Their ages 2 and 4. When the
Oh,
dog, yeah, when the dog first started to bark, it would make the kids nervous while playing in our backyard. So I mentioned to the dog owner that I was worried about their dog's behavior and I wanted to work out either a reinforcement of the fence, extend the fence higher, or maybe they could control their dog. The neighbor blew me off and said, "My dog is fine." Sounds
hmm.
like someone else I know. Fast forward to today, and I'm going into the backyard with my kids, and my son asks me if the dog is outside. I tell him it doesn't matter if it is, it won't hurt him. We go in the backyard, and sure enough, the dog is barking, snarling, jumping, and trying to get over the fence. And my kids run
Like
as
the
fast as
kids.
they can back inside. My heart
Okay.
starts pumping oddly, and I lose my temper a bit. So I turn on the garden hose and spray the dog through the fence, shushing it
Yes.
and telling it to go away. So his neighbor, who's a 50-year-old female, came running out, cursing, screaming, making threats. By this time, my kids have come back and are standing behind me. I tell her that I warned her and it's become an issue, and I will continue to spray the dog when it tries to get over the fence. She then tries to spray me with pepper spray, but the
Oh,
range doesn't make it to me. I'm in disbelief and I don't want her to try again, so I spray her in the face with the garden hose
yes.
until she backs off. She's she's
And she's
soaked. Blah, 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 blah.
like,
She's
ah,
soaked by the time she gives up. The whole time she's calling me an asshole. Am I an asshole?
oh, you're not an asshole
Oh,
because
I'm surprised.
I would have sprayed too. No, you're not an asshole. I mean, you're trying to protect your because that dogs can jump
Right,
high, and I don't know how high the fence is, but again, if a dog wants to, they can get through, and I mean, they can dig holes underneath, and all of a sudden they're in the yard. You don't see the dog,
right.
and there's little Billy in his mouth. You know, um, so, if he talked to her at one point, I don't know if they just kind of talked over the fence
Yeah,
or whatnot, or if he went over and had a cup of tea with her and was like, "Hey, listen, your dog's a little out of control." You know, that's one thing. But I mean, yeah, and so yeah, spray that dog, spray that lady too, and she's doing pepper spray.
yeah, yeah.
So that's even dangerous. What if the kids had gotten in the way?
Right,
You
because he
know?
said the kids are right beside him, and
Right. So the pepper
she
spray could
uses
have
pepper
got on
spray.
little Billy,
Right.
and he'd have been like, "Is
My
that
eyes, mama, my
this?"
eyes.
And he would have to spray the kids. Oh my God! No, keep spraying that water hose and find out where your property line is. Make yourself a new and reinforced fence. But already, that's right. What do you call that? Neighbor from hell. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be a whole bunch. They're gonna be police involved soon. It's gonna be bad. I can just
Well,
see it now.
I mean, on the flip side, like, how do we know that his kids weren't threatening the dog? I
Okay,
mean,
throwing rocks at the dog, huh?
going right. How we know the kids weren't snarling and barking at Snoopy? And Snoopy was
Ooh,
just trying to protect its 50-year-old owner.
okay, Charlie Brown,
I mean,
huh?
his kids should be working the mines. Don't the kids yearn for the mines? Instead, they're out there, bothering poor little Scooby Doo. You know,
We don't work in the mines anymore.
I well, and I was reading through some of the comments, and he did eventually call the police because a lot of people were saying like pepper spray is illegal in some areas, and pepper spray can be, construed as like an
Deadly.
attack kind of thing.
It She attacked, but he did it first. He sprayed her dog, and then did he spray her before the pepper spray?
No,
Or did
no, he
she
sprayed the dog. She attempted to pepper spray, and then he sprayed
Okay.
her.
Okay, so he, again, it could go both ways. He started it by spraying the dog and antagonizing the dog,
That poor
you
little
know?
sweet dog. It was probably like a little Yorkie,
Okay.
and had no way
And
of getting over that fence.
so
But they could be
yeah,
mean. They could be mean.
exactly. But no, he doesn't, I think that he should, bring her some fruitcake and they should sit down and talk and be like, "Listen, we got to figure something out cuz I'm 30-year fixed here. And we got to, I don't want to have to keep going through this every single day with you." So, yeah, I
Well,
think that they should talk it out
I don't know, like,
cuz
could they like have like a meet and greet with the dog? Like maybe the dog is just, protective because it doesn't know them if they're new neighbors. Like,
that could be true too, but either way, the dog looks like it's aggressive. Don't put yourself in danger like that. I mean,
yeah,
is it a fence where the dog can see you? So maybe they do try to, maybe board it up so that they, just a wooden fence now that the dog can't see the kids,
yeah.
but hearing him, and then the kids can't see the dog and not as scared. I mean, yeah,
I mean, 2 and 4-year-old, I could see it. Like I was afraid of dogs for the longest
right,
time. So I mean, I get
yeah,
it. But at the same time, it just seems like both people kind of suck here.
right.
like,
I don't
like
think that
if that was my
they
dog,
did
I'd
it
probably be pissed if someone was spraying it with the hose. But on the other hand, I think
exactly.
I would try to find a better solution than just saying, bite me, that's my dog kind of thing.
Okay.
But I don't
Right,
know.
right. So,
I'm more
hopefully
level headed.
they yeah, hopefully they figure something out because, like I say, they 30-year fixed and she's been there for a while, and so they hope they figure it out and nobody else gets hurt again. Pepper spray. Wow. The dog just
Well, I mean, that's all that I had today. Our first
Okay, well,
episode
that was
back.
good.
So,
Yeah, right. Thank you very much, and happy New Year to you again. And we're gonna start this year off with a bang, and we're going to positively uh, go into each and every month. January is going to be the longest month ever, and then all of a sudden we're back in Christmas. If you look up. So either way, we will reconvene next week. Next week will be what? It's not. That's not the inauguration week, is it?
no, not for a little
Okay.
while. I don't think so.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
Um,
for everyone that stuck around in 2024, again, thank you. Shout out to our biggest fans, my aunts and my sister-in-law. And but
that's
yeah, thank you everyone. I mean, again, we're gonna continue to try some new things here. 2025, new year, new me. And
exactly.
stick around to see what we do. And thank you again for listening. And that's it.
That's
Bye.
it. That's all. Bye.